The night he left them, the gas station lights buzzed like angry insects, casting a sickly yellow glow over the cracked pavement. Rain pooled around the pumps, reflecting the red taillights of cars that came and went without slowing down. Maya stood under the awning, her apron still tied around her waist, a baby wrapped tightly against her chest. The infant's tiny fingers curled into her uniform as if they already knew the world could be cold. "Just wait here," Eric said, voice tight, eyes darting everywhere but at her face. "I'll be back in 5 minutes." Maya searched his expression, looking for the man she thought she knew, the one who laughed too loudly at his own jokes, who promised her they'd figure things out together. Instead, she saw panic. And something worse. Relief. The car door slammed, tires hissed against wet asphalt. And then he was gone. Maya waited anyway. 5 minutes turned into 10. 10 into 30. The baby whimpered softly, hungry and confused. Maya checked her phone. No signal, battery blinking red. She stared down the road where Eric had disappeared, her chest tight, refusing to accept what her mind already understood. By the time the gas station clerk locked the doors for the night, Maya was still there, rocking her baby under flickering lights, learning in real time how abandonment felt. 5 years passed. Life did not suddenly get easier, but Maya learned how to stand even when her legs shook. She learned how to smile at customers while balancing plates in exhaustion, how to stretch tips into diapers and bus fare, how to hum lullabies while studying late at night. She named her son Isaiah. Isaiah grew into a bright-eyed child with questions too big for his age and a laugh that filled whatever room he entered. He knew the rhythm of Maya's footsteps, the smell of coffee on her clothes, the way she whispered, "We're okay," even when things weren't. Kindness came to Maya in small, unexpected ways. A coworker who slipped her leftovers at the end of a shift. A regular who paid extra and told her to keep the change. A retired woman who watched Isaiah for free so Maya could work double shifts. Maya never told Isaiah about the gas station. She told him love stayed, that love showed up. And she lived those words every day. Eric, meanwhile, learned how to forget. He told himself stories that made him feel less cruel. That Maya was strong, that the baby would be better off without him. That he'd been too young, too broke, too unready. He built a life on avoidance. A decent job, a rented apartment, new relationships that never lasted long. Whenever responsibility loomed too close, he walked away, just like he had that night. But some nights, when sleep refused to come, he saw the gas station lights again. Heard the rain, felt the weight of what he had done pressing on his chest. He buried it every morning. The invitation arrived in a thick, cream-colored envelope with gold lettering. A corporate charity gala, high-profile donors, black tie attire required. Eric's company had landed a partnership with one of the wealthiest entrepreneurs in the country, and attendance was strongly encouraged. Eric rented a tux, practiced polite smiles, told himself this was an opportunity. The ballroom was massive, glittering with crystal chandeliers and soft music. Wealth moved easily through the room, laughter floating over linen-covered tables. Eric felt small but determined to belong. Then he saw her. She stood near the stage, dressed in an elegant midnight blue gown, her posture confident, her smile calm and self-assured. A man beside her, tall, silver-haired, unmistakably powerful, leaned in as she spoke, listening intently. Eric's breath caught. It took a moment for memory to bridge the distance between the woman before him and the girl under the gas station lights. But when it did, it hit hard. Maya, not the exhausted waitress in a stained apron. Not the terrified young mother clutching a baby. This Maya moved with quiet authority. And when a boy, around 5 years old, ran toward her from the crowd and wrapped his arms around her waist, Eric's knees nearly buckled. Isaiah, his son. The billionaire smiled at the child, ruffling his hair affectionately. The boy grinned back without fear or hesitation. Eric's world tilted. Maya felt eyes on her before she saw him. Time folded in on itself as their gazes met across the ballroom. She recognized him instantly, not because he looked the same, he didn't, but because some wounds never forget the face that made them. Eric looked as though he'd seen a ghost. His confidence drained away, replaced by something raw and unguarded. Maya's heart pounded, but she did not flinch. She placed a gentle hand on Isaiah's shoulder as he chattered happily to the man beside her. "Mom, Mr. Hale said my drawing might go in his office," Isaiah said, beaming. Eric stared at the billionaire. Nathaniel Hale, the man whose name opened doors, whose signature changed lives. Mr. Hale smiled warmly. "Your son has remarkable imagination," he said to Maya. "Just like his mother." Maya smiled back. Thank you. Eric felt invisible and painfully seen. 5 years earlier, Maya had met Nathaniel Hale on one of her hardest nights. He'd come into the diner late, shoulders heavy, eyes tired. She served him coffee and listened as he spoke, not about money or power, but about loneliness, about losing his wife, about how success didn't protect you from grief. Maya didn't know who he was then. She just treated him like a human being. When Isaiah, barely an infant at the time, started crying in the back room where Maya had nowhere else to keep him, Maya apologized, embarrassed. Nathaniel had stood up, walked over, smiled at the baby. He sounds like he needs a friend, he'd said. That night changed everything, not because he gave her money, he didn't at first, but because he saw her. Encouraged her, helped her enroll in school, connected her with childcare, opened doors she didn't even know existed. Over time, mentorship became friendship. Friendship became family. Now, standing in the glow of chandeliers, Maya felt the past and present collide. Eric took a step forward before he could stop himself. Maya, he said quietly. She turned to him fully for the first time. Her expression wasn't angry. It was calm, grounded, strong. Eric, she replied. Isaiah looked up, curious. Mom, who's that? Eric opened his mouth. No words came out. Maya crouched beside her son, meeting his eyes. Just someone I used to know. Nathaniel watched the exchange closely, understanding dawning in his gaze. He placed a protective hand on Maya's back, not possessive, just present. Eric swallowed hard. I didn't know, he said, voice cracking. I didn't know you. You didn't look back, Maya said gently. Not accusing, just honest. Silence stretched between them, filled with years of absence and effort and survival. Isaiah tugged on Maya's hand. Mom, can we go see the dessert table? Maya smiled. Of course. As she stood, Eric realized something devastating. Her life had moved forward without him. Not in spite of the pain, but beyond it. Later that night, as applause filled the room and donations soared into the millions, Eric stood alone near the exit. He watched Maya laugh with her son, watched Nathaniel lean down to hear Isaiah's latest story. He saw a family, not one built by obligation or guilt, but by choice. By kindness freely given. Maya caught Eric's eye one last time. There was no triumph in her expression. No bitterness. Just peace. Eric nodded once, a silent acknowledgement of everything he could never undo. Maya turned away, Isaiah's hand in hers, stepping forward into a future she had earned, one act of humanity at a time.